Hello everyone, and thank you for coming to my channel, Mike the Retro Realtor. It's now spring of 2024. We're looking at May 1st. Spring is normally the jumpstart to the real estate year because a couple things happen. And in general, real estate trickles up, meaning that your first-time buyers buy from your current owners who in turn around and buy their forever house. The amount of monies go up and up and up. Your first house obviously is not going to be nearly as expensive as your forever house or your secondary house. You're going to purchase two houses in your life, which is a very common, most people do. Now, we're not going to talk about job transfers in this scenario. So that being said, you're in your starter house. The buyers are getting excited because a couple things happen to buyers every year. One, they get out of their leases. Two, a lot of these people have good jobs. That's why they're still in this real estate market, even with the high prices. They're now getting a big tax return. So that's the second thing that gets them going. And the third thing that gets them going is kind of something that happens every year. People get that itch to move in the spring. You know, they sat through their houses in the winter. It's very common. That's just kind of how human nature. So between those three things, you get a groundswell of buyers, even in this market, at the lower end, wanting to buy their first house. We're now to the point where some of these people will buy a car and spend more on their monthly payment of a car than they are on their house in West Dallas, south side of Milwaukee. And that's just a very weird phenomenon right now. We're going to talk about the 400-pound gorilla in the real estate market. Why are there no listings? The main and obvious reason is interest rates going from 3% to 7% in about a year. That was a shock to the system that takes a long time for people to get used to and understand that's the new reality. So the main reason why the interest rates going up is actually making people not sell is because most people are locked in their mortgages 30 years starting back in 21, 20, or even 10 years ago at 4% and never bothered to do a refinance. They want to trade up, but they're not going to because it's going to cost them double the money. For example, you bought your house in West Dallas back in 2010, 2015. You've been there for 10 years. You're happy as a clam. You bought this house for $150,000. Your monthly payment is about $1,000, principal, interest, tax, and insurance. Yeah, it goes up a little bit here and there because of taxes and insurance. But you're basically sitting at $1,000, $1,100. Yeah, that house you could probably sell today for $250,000, and you have aspirations to moving out to Brookfield, New Berlin, Menominee Falls, doesn't matter. The house that you'd really want to buy went from $500,000 to $700,000, but much more importantly, the amount of money you got to borrow now costs you double. So yeah, you can roll in there with $200,000, but $500,000 you got to finance, and that's going to cost you $3,000 or $4,000 a month. You marry the price, but date the rate. You're still buying a house for $700,000. If there's any correction in the real estate market, you are now going to be underwater. Again, another risk that many people don't want to take. The other problem is buyers are so used to paying high rents of $2,500, $3,000 a month. So now people are going to spend about $3,000 a month to live in West Dallas. And they're okay with it. So those houses keep getting gobbled up as they pop up. But the problem is not enough are coming and not enough people are willing to trade up. So because people are not trading up, there's still going to be a lack of houses in West Dallas. I don't really have a good, strong prediction. I was saying a year ago, even 6 months ago, this whole thing's going to crash. There's no way you can maintain these prices. But these buyers keep coming up that keep pushing up these prices on this limited inventory. So what we need is the Fed to lower rates bit by bit and let time go by. If we get rates down to 5%, 4.5% would be fantastic. But if we can get down there, people understand that we're not going to see 3% interest rates for a long time. That will get people motivated to sell again. If sellers in the entry-level market feel comfortable that they can buy something at a rate that they feel comfortable with, at a price that they feel comfortable with, that will open up the entry-level housing, and secondary markets, the more expensive markets, will start to free up as well. So as it stands in May 1, 2024, winners of this market are people who can sell a house and don't need to go anywhere. They decide to downsize to an apartment, bought a condo a long time ago that they're actually moving into and they're downsizing. Losers are people who are forced to buy, they want to buy. As a realtor, I do not like this market at all. Yeah, it's great when I have a listing and it flies off the shelf in hours, but going out and giving conversations with buyers, I'm like, this is where we're at, this is the market right now. It's very difficult for a buyer. And then I have to make that phone call after an offer got rejected. I don't enjoy that. Plus, as a whole, the real estate market in terms of transactions is way down. We're down about 30 or almost 40% in terms of transactions from about 3 years ago. If you enjoy my lighthearted perspective on the Milwaukee real estate market, keep an eye out for new listings as they come up. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like my video, please like and subscribe to keep up with the newest videos. And as always, keep it retro, my friends.